Hello there, guys and gals. And this week I'm bringing you, or is it still the same week? Oh shoot, it's still the same week as I shot the last video. This is another one of my boats, and this video I'm gonna try not to be negative, but I would suggest to you to not buy a boat like this. This is considered an IO, which is an inboard outboard, meaning the engine is inside the boat and the outdrive is outside the boat. Reasons I would not recommend you buying a boat like this is that the engine being located inside means anytime you have to work on it, you have to crawl in to the entire boat, lean over the seat, and hang in here working on every piece. Everything is low. Everything is, it's accessible. It's open. You could crawl right in here. You can get in there, but just getting to it is such a pain. IOs also in Michigan. Obviously, if you live somewhere in the south, you don't have to worry about this. We have to winterize these boats, which means you have to drain all the water from the water jackets and then fill it with antifreeze. And if you mess that up, if you do it wrong, then you're gonna crack your block, crack your exhaust manifolds, and do thousands of dollars worth of damage just from a simple mistake, and then you're pretty cooked. Also, these boats. Now, this specifically, this is an old boat. Obviously, I think it's an '89 or '88. And it was previous owners put all these stickers on here. I didn't do this. This was actually a Michigan cooler company. These guys started, which is kind of cool, and they use this boat on the lake to promote their brand, and they put stickers all over it. Pretty cool brand. Not a brand I could use because I wouldn't want my kids repeating their name, unfortunately. But pretty cool. Anyways. Other reasons I wouldn't recommend these boats is they are thirsty. They're not very fuel efficient. They sit low in the water, so you're much more likely to bang up every part of the bottom. As you can see, this boat is all banged up and props twisted because it sits so low in the water that you just somehow find a stump or a log or part of someone's dock that broke off in the wintertime and is sitting there, and you'll find it with these boats pretty easily, seems like. Also, these boats have way more systems in them, and more systems means more areas to go bad. If you've ever looked under the dash of one of these, it's just a whole nest of wiring. I don't think they really made them serviceable because it appears most of the wiring, coloring doesn't really make much sense. Like, in my opinion, automotive kind of makes sense, where these boats, I don't understand their color code. I haven't been messing with them for years, and I still don't get it. So there's a huge nest of electrical under them that if you're adding fish finders or depth finders, and all radios and stuff, man, it just plays havoc on all of that in these boats. Then you've got the hydraulic system for lifting the outdrive. Just another failure point because if it gets water in it, it rusts, it freezes, it breaks, and there's an additional electric motor that runs the pump that if you overwork it or overheat it and blah 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 blah, it just goes on and on. And then these outdrives, they need a lot of service. There's rubber boots. There's three rubber boots actually, because of shift linkage as well. Because there's an actual shaft running from here to the motor, and there's a rubber boot, and when that fails, the water goes through that boot into the boat and fills your boat up. And then there's the exhaust boot, which also sends exhaust air through it, back in here, all the way down throughout the prop. There's just so much maintenance and so much to fail. And there's fluid in here, there's bearings up here that go bad. Obviously, it's a boat. There's a water pump. Water pumps, actually, I will say, probably not too bad to change on this. And then they're made to be serviced on every boat. I would admit, if you're I disagree, this is not the best hull design. I got this boat, dirt cheap because it needs work, obviously. I haven't even gotten a chance to use it. I've got it running. It's the 4.3 liter Merc, arguably one of the best 6-cylinders they put in these boats of this generation for reliability and long lasting, but still, they're such a pain to work on. They're so finicky. I really do not recommend this type of boat. Now, where does this boat benefit? Given that this is actually a car motor, it won't get tired. If you're running this thing all dang day, you're tubing, you're skiing, you're flying across the lake, you're burning all the gas, this thing will not get tired. It's the same thing as when you get in your car and you drive, from Michigan to Florida, or all that. Your car doesn't get tired. It just keeps lugging along. These engines are good for that. If you were going long distances, then you'd want an IO, because the motor really doesn't strain as hard as I guess you could say, as a outboard, but even outboards have come a long way, so I'm not even sure that's true. And then I had one more thought. Benefits to this style boat, though, is, and this has happened where on another boat that probably will be in a later video, that because on a tin boat, you're sitting out above the water line, or above the side of the boat. If it gets windy, then you're just kind of out there in the elements. You're getting blown with wind. It might not be as enjoyable. With this boat, you are sitting in the hull. You're in it, so you're blocked a lot more from the wind and the elements. So it is more comfortable like that. And also waves, obviously, if there's waves are hitting, this boat handles them a lot better because it's heavier. So it kind of plows through the waves and not get jostled around as much as an aluminum boat does. So yeah, I mean, all of that, I am still working on this boat. Gonna try and get it going this summer so I can enjoy it with the family. But if it is just gonna keep fighting me on issues with it, I'm probably just gonna sell it to someone else who wants to do something with it. Because with my limited time with family life, I don't really have a ton of time to invest into this boat. But we'll see. Maybe I'll do a video of it actually triumphantly doing tubing or something. I don't know. We'll see if it'll go this summer. But anyways, guys, happy Easter. Hopefully you all eat too much food with your family and have some laughs. Remember, stop watching YouTube. Get out there. Get fixing on something. I'm going to try to fix on this boat a little bit today before it rains, but that's all right. Better to be outside than watching YouTube. So get out there, get your hands dirty, and, bust a knuckle. It's a lot more fun to tell a story like that on Monday at work than just watch YouTube all, Saturday, Sunday. Anyways, guys, have a great day. Bye.